real. Ben Stiller, Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr.
I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Shooting a movie has never been this explosive in Tropic Thunder on Rock Action.
The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TV1 News. I'm Mary Silla Kelaton. In this edition, opposition accepts court decision. Catechist son becomes Bishop of Mount Hagen. And COI highlights outstanding police cases. The Papua New Guinea government issued citizenship certificates to 143 West Papuan residents who have lived in the country for over 5 decades and are qualified under the naturalization citizenship pathway. Deputy Prime Minister, who is also responsible for the Ministry for Immigration and Border Security, John Rosso, presented the certificates to the West Papuans who reside at Yawara, East Awin in Western Province. Rosso, accompanied by Western Province Governor Toboy Awi Yoto, North Fly member James Donald, and the Acting Chief Migration Officer Wellington Navasivu to Yawara, will present more certificates to West Papuan individuals who reside in Kiunga, Western Province today, 6th August. With the Section 18 special reference case now dismissed, the opposition is still adamant to move a notice for a vote of no confidence against the current government come September 3rd, 2024, when Parliament resumes. Opposition leader Douglas Tomuriesa revealed this following the court decision yesterday.
Leader of opposition and the applicant of the Section 18 constitutional reference, Douglas Tomuriesa, on behalf of the 33 opposition MPs, expressed gratitude to the judicial system for amicably resolving the notice Section 18 special reference case on Monday, August 5th, 2024. The dismissal of this case by the 5-man bench of the Supreme Court now paves way for the opposition to file fresh motion come September 3rd session of Parliament. Mr. Tomuriesa, when speaking to the media, said this was not the outcome they were hoping for, but as they have maintained throughout the proceedings, they respect the decisions by the Supreme Court and are now moving forward with advocating for a much-needed change in government. Tomuriesa said now the proceedings have reached the end. It means the next possible opportunity for a vote of no confidence remains on September 3, 2024, when Parliament resumes, exactly a month away.
There are courts of mediation, and we as law-abiding citizens of this country must respect the rule of law in this country. I know the struggles Papua New Guineans are going through, the real struggles families are going through. I know the struggles the economy is going through. I know the law and order issues that are affecting this nation and needs to be addressed immediately. And I know that businesses are struggling and closing. Having seen these facts that are happening around us, we thought that it is proper that this VONC to be fast-tracked, and that's why we brought it to court. However, the courts have their own views, and they've made that decision. We respect that decision, and we look forward to September 3.
As per the ruling of the five-man bench, the Supreme Court have decided that the standing orders of Parliament concerning a motion of no confidence in the Prime Minister are non-justiciable, meaning the court has no jurisdiction to deliberate on matters that are not prescribed for in the Constitution.
The courts have made their decision, and that decision must be respected. Papua New Guineans must learn to respect decisions of the courts.
Tomuriesa says the opposition remains committed to change the current government. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
Prime Minister James Marape has welcomed the decision by the Supreme Court dismissing a vote of no confidence case filed by the opposition. The five-man Supreme Court headed by Chief Justice Sergib Salika, along with Justices Gavarananu, Mogish, Kennings and Hutchon, dismissed the proceedings and upheld the objection to the competency of the case raised by Attorney General Pilar Niningi.
When welcoming the decision of the Supreme Court, Prime Minister James Marape says the laws of the country cannot be hijacked or coerced or influenced in any forum, including national parliament. He expressed satisfaction on the court ruling, stating that one cannot get any better bench to read the law than the bench that read the law, especially that Parliament handles its own matters. The premise of the opposition coming to court was basically to question the conduct of Parliament and the Private Business Committee. However, the Supreme Court upheld Section 134 of the Constitution, which clearly states that matters of Parliament cannot be brought to court. The Prime Minister reiterated that the decision brings to greater light the borders of Parliament and the judiciary. He assured all citizens in the country that the government is not fearful of this vote of no confidence and will continue to deliver services. He further emphasized that the vote of no confidence remains active until 2026 and MPs have the constitutional right to exercise this option. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
Meantime, the Prime Minister has apologized to all citizens in the country for continued politics by the leaders. He said since June 2019, when then opposition went to court questioning his election into office, he spent substantial work time managing court and politics whilst trying his best to deliver services to the nation. The seed planted by a young man 77 years ago has bore fruit. The ordination of local priest Father Dr. Clement Papa of Western Highlands as the Archbishop Coadjutor of Mount Hagen Archdiocese. Archbishop Coadjutor Clement Papa is the son of Pius P., a catechist who accepted this calling in 1947, dedicating his entire life to the work of God. His son Clement Papa is now in the line of succession and takes over as the Archbishop of the Mount Hagen Archdiocese when Archbishop Douglas Yan retires. Catechist's son becomes Archbishop.
A catechist's son is now in the line of succession, ready to shepherd the Mount Hagen Archdiocese in the near future. Archbishop Coadjutor Clement Papa has a rich family history. His father, Pius P., was one of the first people from Mount Hagen to be baptized at Rebiamul by Father William Ross in 1938. 9 years later, in 1947, Pius P. took up the calling of a catechist and was posted to serve in the Kuli area, now part of Juaka province. 77 years later, his youngest son, Dr. Clement Papa, becomes the Archbishop Coadjutor of Mount Hagen Archdiocese, carrying on the work his father started. His consecration was marked with singing, dancing, feasting, and of course the Holy Mass, presided by the Archbishop of Montagan, Archbishop Douglas Young, and joined by brother bishops, priests, and the religious clergy from around the country. Father Dr. Clement Papa's appointment was made in May by the Vatican. In Papua New Guinea, the appointment of a coadjutor is rarely heard of. Usually, bishops and archbishops are appointed when the current one retires or dies. Preparations for his consecration were well executed and was visible on the day, as singing flowed seamlessly and the liturgy proceeded like it was choreographed by an expert. Archbishop Clement thanked everyone and sought more prayers from the faithful as he begins his journey in this new role. A Thanksgiving Mass was celebrated the next day, Sunday, 4th of August, presided by the new Archbishop himself. Ruth Rungola, TV1 News.
The government has directed the state negotiating team and Thai company Yang Soeng Sugar and Cane Consultant Company Limited to conclude the negotiations for the Cocoland Sugar Development Project within the next 4 weeks. The Cocoland Sugar Development Project in Abao Central Province, as approved by the National Executive Council, will be developed as a special economic zone. They were directed to submit the draft project development agreement to the NEC in 4 weeks' time, with issues like landowner, state equity, and benefit sharing agreement to be agreed to and sealed in the project development agreement. Only after the project development agreement with the state is signed can the developer apply for an SEZ license from the SEZ authority. Minister Maru assured the developer that he will give this project his highest priority. You're watching TV1 News. We'll bring you stories from the Commission of Inquiry and others when we return. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bunyamyumi.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier by you like you more.
Superstition ain't the way.
Welcome back. The Commission of Inquiry into the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary today delved into Assistant Commissioner of Police Crimes Division Hodges Ette's career in the police force. Chairman and Commissioner Justice Elenas Vitata Batari and Senior Counsel Pondros Kaluin paid special attention to ACP Crimes Ette's appointment to his current position in 2018, the same year that saw an Air Niugini -8 aircraft being set alight and destroyed at Mendi Airport, prompting the declaration of a state of emergency in Southern Highlands. In 2018, a political tension in Mendi led to the burning of an Air Niugini -8 aircraft and Mendi Airport being destroyed, prompting the declaration of a state of emergency in Southern Highlands. The violence also saw angry mobs set fire to the main provincial courthouse, the governor's residence, and other buildings. Today, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Crimes Division Hodges Ette testified at the Royal Commission of Inquiry into the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary. ACP Ette revealed that suspects involved in the burning of the aircraft are still on the run, and efforts to pursue them have proven futile over the years. Although he emphasized that only one person has been prosecuted for the burning down of the courthouse.
Suspects for the aeroplane were dealt with initially in Goroka. They were transferred up to Mount Hagen and then dealt with there. Unfortunately, case officers were not informed and suspects were released. To this day, those suspects are yet to be rearrested.
So where were they released from?
Mount Hagen.
Mount Hagen what? Courthouse?
Mount Hagen Courthouse.
Oh. Was it by the court or by someone just getting them out?
Your chairman by the court.
Yeah. And so up to now, no one has been dealt with, huh? For
the plane.
For the plane and also from the courthouse and other.
For the courthouse, I can confirm there was one dealt with. He was responsible, and I believe he was sent to Baizu. Convicted? Yes.
ACP Ette stated that limited capability hinders the pursuit of outstanding cases, highlighting lack of training and manpower. Justice Elenas Batari, however, pushed ACP Ette for an answer on whether the people of Papua New Guinea can expect closure on such significant crime cases that occur in the country.
Big case like that, and everyone in Papua New Guinea knew about it, they read about it, and they saw it on the TV, and they're asking, serious questions about it. What is the police doing about this? But I get it that you didn't have the power. You're the policeman, but quite limited in what you have to deal with such situations like that.
Unfortunately, Chair, yes.
The Royal Commission of Inquiry into the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary will also have Police Commissioner David Manning, Deputy Commissioner of Police Regional Operations Samson Kua, Assistant Commissioner of Police Anthony Wagambi Jr. testify during this COI. Furthermore, ACP Crimes Division Hodges Ette highlighted that communities are reluctant to assist in police investigations for fear of retaliation from relatives of suspects. ACP for Crimes Division Hodges Ette further told the Royal Commission of Inquiry into the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary today that there is fear of reporting in local communities around the country.
From the geography, as you transit between provinces, the cultural attitude also comes into play. The habits were, particularly like in Hela, Southern Highlands, Even if I know you, you commit a crime, you run past me and the policeman chase after you, I will not even don't be innocent.
Sorry?
I would not even say that I saw you running away or I know you.
Okay, people keep quiet.
Yeah, people keep quiet.
They're not willing to come forward and help. I mean, that's probably is the general attitude.
Yes, it's general attitude, particularly in the Southern Islands, Hela and Upper Highlands. You will find that attitude basically because it has wider implications that if I give your name to the police, the suspects, people will target me and my family, bring the family and maybe clan.
So out of fear, they do not report.
Yes.
Chairman and Commissioner of the COI, Justice Elenas Vitata Batari, suggested to ACP Ete that police need to build stronger community relations and perhaps reinvest in more energy and resources into the dog unit to ensure dogs can fill in gaps where their human counterparts cannot.
And one way to that is to make the police more friendly towards the community. Is that possible?
It is possible, it will take time.
Another way is police is doing all this on its own. Possibly more police dog, employment of more police dog should help in situations like Mandy, you were saying,
yes,
where criminal or a suspect will run by, no one will help the police. And if the police were doing this all alone, would a police dog?
It would be nice to have dogs.
Would be good to have dogs.
Yeah.
Do we have enough dogs, police dogs for that?
No, Chair.
So what would you want to see?
We need to have introduce new breeding programs.
ACP Ete, however, emphasized that times have changed. With the ease of access of communication and digital information together with online platforms, ACP Ete believes that if pursued, more can be done in garnering community support to identify, locate and apprehend suspects. The Australian government, through its agencies, has been quite active in providing support and assistance, working in collaboration with a number of Papua New Guinea government agencies and industry. Chief Secretary to Government Ivan Pomaliu welcomed Australia's Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade Cyber Ambassador Brendan Dowling and his team to Papua New Guinea. DFAT Cyber Ambassador Dowling and his team of experts were present at the Department of Prime Minister and National Executive Council to conduct awareness on cybersecurity to the department staff, aiming to enhance the staff's knowledge and practices in protecting their digital environment, especially in the government sector. Ambassador Dowling has been involved in this space for a long time in different capacities within the Australian government system, and he welcomes to PNG with a very clear understanding of where PNG is at. Pomaliu said the team will talk through different aspects of emerging cybersecurity challenges globally, but some of their own experiences in Australia on how they coordinated, addressed and built capabilities to address those challenges. The Papua New Guinea Tourism Promotion Authority captivated over 500 high school students at the 2024 IEA College of TAFE Education Fair held on August 1st and 2nd in Port Moresby. The event featured a range of engaging activities designed to spark interest in the tourism industry and provided insights into various career paths.
Students from schools such as Tokarawa Secondary School, Sunrise Baptist School, Caritas Technical Secondary School, Pomis, Badihagwa Secondary, De La Salle Catholic Secondary School, La Salle Technical School, Malolo International School, Zion Zale, St. Joseph's International, Butoka Academy, and Kila Secondary attended the fair. Throughout the two-day event, attendees participated in interactive games like Spin the Wheel, the hoop game, and footy toss, earning chances to win prizes by completing questionnaires. This initiative encouraged students to engage with different industry booths and gather valuable information. The TPA team rewarded students with exclusive merchandise for correctly answering quiz questions about Papua New Guinea's tourism. Major draw prizes included 3 laptops sponsored by Theodis PNG Limited, with 1 awarded each day. The mega draw on the second day featured a laptop and additional merchandise from supporting businesses such as Digicel, PNG Ports Corporation, and Hastings Dairying. The event inspired many students to consider future careers in the tourism sector, highlighting the diverse opportunities available in Papua New Guinea. Roland Dennis, TV1 News.
From ensuring financial security and access to banking services, encouraging vanilla farming, allocating funding for corporate initiatives, upgrading the Misima Hospital, prioritizing the Misima airstrip, to even ensuring immediate response for natural disasters, member for Samarai Murua Isi Henry Leonard is being commanded by his colleague MPs from the opposition during a recent visit to the district. This week, the opposition's nominee for alternate Prime Minister and MP for Finchafan, Rainbow Paita, applauded MP Leonard and the Samarai Murua DDA on the initiatives and programs being carried out. Only recently, the DDA launched implementation plans for 3 economic impact projects for the district under its Economic Development Stimulus Strategy. The 3 economic impact projects are in ecotourism and carbon trade, fishing, and alluvial and hard rock mining. The DDA board approved funding for these projects at a special board meeting held in Alotau in June. The opposition MPs visited an alluvial mine pit and vanilla farmers before Bwagoya Station. And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2581 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2506 US, $0.3824 Australian dollars, $0.2211 euro, and 35.82 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, cocoa, copra, and copper closed higher. Gold, coffee, palm oil, and crude oil closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues with news from abroad after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
The Toyota JD Hiace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency, and quietness. Designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hiace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort, and safety. Experience the ride on the Hiace bus and experience the Hiace pride. The bus that exceeds all expectations.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgera.
Scale Rise brings to you some Scale Indie vibes this independence. Cashing out a total of 300,000 Kina in prize money around PNG this independence. 4 fortnightly draws, 75 fortnightly winners, 300 total Scale Rise winners, and 1,000 Kina Scale Indie prize for every Scale winner. Here's how to enter the promotion. Buy any Scale or Rise product, write your full name and contact details on the back of the store receipt, drop your entry into the entry box in store. For more information, either check in store or follow us on our Scale Rise PNG page. Terms and conditions apply. Scale Rise, and buy you like it.
In regional news, a spokesperson for a separatist group holding a New Zealand pilot hostage in Indonesia's Papua region says they plan to release him. Sebi Sambom, who is based in neighboring Papua New Guinea, says he spoke to the leader of the armed faction holding Mr. Mertens, Ignas Kagoya. The claim in an audio message from a spokesperson for the pro-independence movement comes almost 6 months after a similar pledge to release Philip Mertens did not materialize. The 38-year-old father of one was captured by a faction of the armed rebels in February 2023 after he landed a light plane at a remote airstrip. A North Queensland Aboriginal community has come together to celebrate Dreamtime stories and songs from local islands. 3 generations of a Palm Island family held the Sunset Concert as part of the Australian Festival of Chamber Music, bringing their oral histories to a new audience.
With stunning tropical sunsets and a strong sense of identity, Palm Island is like nowhere else.
I grew up with this thing in my hand from a little kid, so it's good to be back.
With a beachside setting, the community is witness to a premiere event. The first to hear their creation stories with a jazz and classical twist.
The storyline of Gobble is a big giant snake coming through, making his way from up north. He created our creeks and our rivers so we could live off that, and sort of like gave us the way of life too as well. Yeah.
The project, 3 Generations, 3 Songs, showcases the artist's connections to country.
It's so important for the community to hear what you're taking out to the world. The beauty of projects like this is that there's new people that learn more about the beauty of the culture here and how strong the culture actually is here.
While Palm Island is home to the descendants of at least 40 tribes who were forced here from the mainland, the original people were the Mambra people, with songlines and a Dreamtime connection to the islands. It was the first time for artist Gail Marbo to sing in public.
At first it was a little bit nerve-wracking, then I went like, no, we all family. We all come together. We all come here to be part of this.
And an opportunity for a 15-year-old budding rapper.
For Palm, I'm just trying to lift up, the community, trying to make it not look like a bad place from other people that view on us.
The concert is another way to honour the island's original custodians.
It means so much, like it makes you feel full with the power of your people, the spirit.
And give hope to a new generation.
That doesn't matter if you come from a small island, you can make really big things happen.
An unusually quiet winter for hotel operators has Tasmania's tourism industry raising the alarm. New data shows just 57% of the state's hotel beds were filled in June, the lowest occupancy rate since June 2021, when Tasmania's borders were closed to keep out COVID.
Rod Black manages hotels in Hobart and near Sorell. He says winter with the scaled-back Dark Mofo Festival was quieter than usual.
Definitely this winter it's been softer. The one in the region, which is only 40 minutes from Hobart City, is softer again than in the city itself.
The Tasmanian Hospitality Association says less than 57% of Tasmanian hotel rooms were filled in June this year. That occupancy rate is even lower than in June 2021, when Tasmania's border was closed due to COVID. This winter, hotels in the south and north were fuller than those on the east coast and the northwest, where occupancy fell to 38%.
You can't have half your rooms not full for a period through the winter months. It makes it really hard to keep your employment levels up and all your other things that you need to as a business.
Tourism industry organisations want more collaboration between government and business to introduce, fund and promote more winter events, both in Hobart and the regions. They say a strong winter program for 2025 will improve visitor numbers.
Summer will generally take care of itself, but winter is a real worry. And if we're going to deal with next winter and make sure we don't have a similar one to this year, we need to get a solid program out soon.
We need to look for innovation. We need to look for the next big thing, especially in our regions.
Rod Black says Tasmania needs to make the most of what makes it unique to attract tourists.
Tasmania has always been a premium to luxury product, and keeping that brand really high, really attractive to explorers and people that are looking to learn and find new things.
Can I say as well, that's why it's so important that we're backing in our own team in the AFL, because it is a huge driver of winter-based tourism to our state.
But with the stadium still years away, operators also want more urgent solutions. Commuter numbers were up slightly across Queensland as the state's landmark 50% fares trial began. There were fears the network wouldn't cope with the extra demand, but it was mostly smooth sailing. Many have welcomed the cost of living relief, but not everyone's convinced.
Tapping into the public transport system has never been cheaper.
It's awesome. Save about $100 a week.
From Cairns to the Gold Coast, prices have been slashed on trains, buses, ferries and light rail to combat the cost of living crunch.
I can't believe it. I've actually messaged so many people saying for the first time a 50-cent train ride, so yeah, it's great.
Early reports are in and 50-cent fares is a win.
On the Gold Coast, locals travelling north were keen to take advantage.
Absolutely buzzing. I go up to Beenleigh every day, so it costs me $16 every day, so I'm very excited.
This is a good change, having a little bit left in my pocket at the end of the day.
There were fears the network would crumble under pressure, but at Brisbane's busiest stations, it was business as usual.
I was expecting it to be very crowded, but it was the same as normal.
And there was plenty of room on the Springfield line. Begging the question, will the 50-cent fares be enough to change commuter habits?
We are seeing, I think, pretty well normal congestion this morning. It's been quite busy.
The state government's pre-election sweetener has worked a treat for some voters.
It's definitely great that they consider cost of living and the everyday kind of Australian and the impacts of those everyday costs.
I think it's a cynical vote buying exercise, nothing more.
So what will it cost? The state will lose about $150 million in fares during the trial period, but the Premier says it could even be extended if the number of people using public transport returns to pre-COVID levels.
If this is successful, we'll keep it, but to be successful, people have to use it.
The opposition wants to see the results before jumping on board.
Let's have a look at the trial and to see what this does in terms of driving up demand.
Day one done, 6 months to go.
Navigating teenage drinking can be a challenging time for parents. The science tells us that drinking during teenage years is harmful, and there are laws around supplying alcohol to young people. But as many parents know, the reality of what happens at teenage parties can be very different to what's recommended as best practice.
Annabelle Petty is focusing on her final year of school. So for the 18-year-old, parties and drinking are not a big priority.
If I go to an 18th or a friend's party, I'll have a few, but I'm not really a big drinker.
Her parents first allowed her small amounts of alcohol at family occasions a couple of years ago.
They were like, if we introduce it safely, then you'll know to drink safely when you're by yourself.
But the reality of underage drinking and what parents allow varies.
I had friends whose parents were just like, yeah, okay, you can take a 10-pack or whatever to parties, and I was like, oh, why can't I do that? But at the same time, I was like, well, that's probably too much.
Parents these days feel under huge pressure, huge social pressure to just give in rather than just say, look, it's clearly not in your interest. Your brain's still developing. Your brain's very sensitive.
Alcohol can damage the development of connections in the teenage brain.
That are really important to learning how to stop doing really stupid things, to make really planned actions for the future.
Young people are less likely to drink than the previous generation. In 2019, 66% of 14 to 17-year-olds had never drunk alcohol, compared with 28% nearly 20 years ago. But 81% of young people who do have engaged in risky drinking.
I have been involved over the years with parents who've lost their child due to alcohol. And often they've lost their child because they haven't followed their heart. They've buckled to pressure.
Each state has different rules around underage drinking. In some states, adults can supply alcohol in some settings, but it must be under supervision and with the approval from the child's parent or guardian. In other states, it's only legal if you are the parent or guardian.
We've seen many claims where things have gone wrong with consumption of alcohol by teenagers, from minor to quite catastrophic car accidents.
Parents are being reminded it's okay to say no.
Try to delay your child's first drink for as long as you possibly can.
Navigating the tricky teenage years.
And that ends the news segment. I'll be back with sports after these messages.
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy, so bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
Back in '69, Frank Hutchison started a journey when he met Bill King, who ran a remote travel business. King needed four-wheel drive parts so strong, so reliable, they'd make the return trip after enduring the rigours of the Aussie outback. This forged Terrain Tamer's beginnings. Over 50 years later, Frank and his team continue to innovate and create parts strong enough to survive the toughest terrains on the planet. And best of all, the customer is still king. Terrain Tamer, parts that will get you home.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
At the PNG LNG project, we are proud of our long-standing partnership with the Kumuls, as they represent the hopes and aspirations of so many Papua New Guineans. Rugby league is more than just a sport. It promotes our shared values of leadership, teamwork, respect, personal integrity, and excellence. Lessons learnt on the pitch carry on throughout life and go beyond serving ourselves.
Centre stage. Top teams with top players. Gone! Massive breakthrough!
Thanks for staying with us. In sports, the PNG Hunters season is very much on the line after their most recent back-to-back heavy losses against Redcliffe Dolphins and Sunshine Falcons. While on a brighter note, Hunters will have the luxury of hosting their last 3 games at home, the National Football Stadium starting this Sunday against Tweed Heads Seagulls. Hunters coach Paul Aiton, though bitterly disappointed with the outcome of their last 2 away games, is still confident the Hunters will bounce back with a more polished performance in front of their home crowd. The Hunters' last 2 remaining home games will be against Tigers and Clydesdales on August 18 and August 2nd. They are must-win games to give themselves a possible top 8 finish.
Think about it. It's still possible. But yeah, it starts by this weekend. We need the 2 points, and they need the 2 points too. So they need to win the rest of their games, and we need to win the rest of ours. So it's huge. It's huge for both. It's really disappointing the last 2 games we played away, but I know we're back at our home ground with hopefully over 9,000 this time. We had nearly 9 last time we played at home. Hopefully we have more, and they can be on the journey with us because we've got 3 games remaining. So they can be on the journey with us to make sure we win those 3 games to make the finals.
Cocoland and Rabaul have been given the honor to host games in the upcoming 45th National Softball Championships set for September 13 to 16 in East New Britain. To date, approximately 20 teams, both men and women, from 6 associations have confirmed their participation so far, including Port Moresby's men's and women's associations, Lay, TVWAN, Buluminski, Kimber, Popondetta, and host Cocoland and Rabaul.
With the theme Bring Back Softball, there's no better place to do it than the original home of softball, East New Britain. When providing an update on the lead-up preparations towards the September event, PNG BSC Interim President Jenny Park was pleased to announce that while the door is still open for interested associations to register their interest from the confirmed associations, Port Moresby will be fielding 3 men's teams and 2 women's teams, while the rest of the associations, Lay, TVWAN, Buluminski, Popondetta, Cocoland and Rabaul, will be fielding 1 man and 1 women team each. Gazelle, Medang and Kimber yet to confirm.
We've confirmed Moresby men and women. We've confirmed Buluminski, Cocoland, Rabaul associations. We've confirmed, TVWAN's come forward, and Lay Association. We yet to reach out to Medang and West New Britain. Oh, by the way, we also confirmed Popondetta as well, to come through here. So those are the teams that are the associations that we've confirmed so far that are coming with 1 man and 1 women's team, except for Moresby that we're going with, Moresby's going with 3 men's team and 2 women's team.
The explained connection between the theme Bring Back Softball and why they have chosen East New Britain, which is the central hub of softball in the NGI, is more central and convenient for visiting teams. She said the main objective of the championships is to select the national women's team for next year's Mini Pacific Games in Palau in June. They will also use the event as a qualifying game for the men and women's proposed international matches and also build and develop a strong base to resurrect the standard of softball after the pandemic.
The theme of the competition is Bring Back Softball. So after COVID, we're trying to get as much participation to come through from the respective associations. The reason why we're having these championships in Cocoland is to actually select a women's team for the mini games in Palau next year, June. So that's the main purpose of the tournament. But there are also qualifying games for both men and women to participate, 3 qualifying matches. We're getting the men as well to come along so that the development and the strength of the team is stronger.
The president also gave a sneak preview of other planned international tours in the coming months.
We have the Makassar one in mid-October. That's the first one coming up. Then we have the Canberra one, the skins tournament, which we're trying to send the men and women's team to go through. That's in December, first week in December. And then we have the another tournament coming up in Indonesia.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Gerehu Magpies are only 1 game away from the big dance after kicking off Lamana Dockers by 7 points in the Premier Port Moresby AFL Elimination Final on Sunday. In the major semi-final played on Saturday, minor premiers Gereka Bombers proved too strong for Glamour team West Eagles 39-29 to book the final grand final spot in 2 weeks' time.
It's crunch time for the Port Moresby AFL Final Series, with an intriguing preliminary showdown looming this weekend between the informed Kerahu Magpies and competition favourites West Eagles for the right to meet Gerica Bombers in the grand final. Magpies' good form of late has not gone unnoticed after their dominant performance in Sunday's elimination final against Lamana Dockers. Reacting after Sunday's crucial win, a jubilant Magpies coach Rodney Wasman said as favourites they were expecting Dockers to come hard as well, which they did, but their defence held firm and eventually got home in the end 56-49.
Yeah, we came here as favourites, but you know, Dockers too came out to play, so yeah, it was a tough one again here at Coles. But you know, our guys stood firm in defense, and we hope to polish up on the areas where we're still lacking on. So this week again, we'll prepare again for the coming weekend game against West Eagles.
Against Eagles this week, Coach Wasman highlighted a few aspects of their game that needs improvement, mainly in their backline, which lacks a bit of height, but that can be compensated for with the skill and speed against the bigger Eagles outfit this Saturday. In terms of experience and size in the forward, Wasman is confident Magpies can match them in that department against the likes of current Mosquitoes Greg Akari, Jason Sohong and Apio Bobogi, supported by a number of emerging talents from the Pinetags, Baltasar Talania and Bartholomew Talania and David Unagi.
Yeah, West Eagles is a good side. I know they have good players in there, so we also have our good players here from experience Mosquito side. A number of them here, so yeah, we're looking forward to next weekend.
The Magpies, mainly made up of youths from the Kerahu suburbs, helping them to stay out of trouble and do something positive through playing sport.
Most of our boys are from the community in Geru. We just pulled them off from the street, you know, just bringing them into sports just to avoid petty crimes and all that. So sport here, or the team itself here, has this objective in place to, you know, groom these boys, develop them, and probably give them a good pathway in the long run.
The winner of Magpies-Eagles game will meet Gerica Bombers in 2 weeks' time for the 2024 Moniplus Premier POM AFL title. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
That ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby partly cloudy with possible brief patchy showers. Daru partly cloudy with few showers. Kerama mostly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Momase, Lay cloudy with occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Medan partly cloudy. Wewak partly cloudy with few showers. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo and Rabaul partly cloudy with few rain showers. Lorengau partly cloudy with occasional rain showers. Highlands, Mount Hagen partly cloudy with few rain showers. Goroka, Barnes and Kundiawa mostly cloudy with few rain showers. All centers mostly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg mostly cloudy with some rain showers. Coral Sea, seas rough with southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots. Solomon Sea, seas rather rough with southeast winds of 20 to 30 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas light with easterly to southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerama to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samari Islands, seas 1 to 2 meters rising to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters of Samari Island to Cape Bogle and all Milimbe Islands, seas 2 to 3 meters. Waters of Cape Bogle to Huon Gulf to Fincher Fen, seas 1 to 2 meters. And waters of Medan to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 1.5 to 2 meters rising to 3 meters at times along warning areas. And that wraps up the news tonight. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank